PrizePicks. Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Solid day yesterday, hitting all but one of our plays, but today's a new day and we are looking to set you up again with a few of some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 200 likes, we will be dropping bonus picks in our next video. So take a moment and hit that like button. Also, at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, and any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. Today we will be getting into the NBA's Monday slate of games, so again, take a moment and hit that like button. Again, if this video gets above 200 likes, we will be dropping bonus picks in our next video. For our first pick, we'll be headed over to the points plus rebounds tab, and this time we'll be taking Luka Doncic for more than 43.5 points plus rebounds. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier for yourself, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. This pick may come as a bit of a surprise to you, as Luka Doncic has actually only exceeded it in 4 of his last 10 games. However, this line, Luka Doncic this season has exceeded in 4 of the 6 games he's played, including coming very close to exceeding it in 5 of the 6 games he played. Now, Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers will be facing off against a Charlotte Hornets defense that this season has not been very good overall when it comes to defending against their opponent's scoring, giving up plenty of points and a fair share amount of rebounds as well. And while they are ranked significantly better when it comes to defending against opponent point guards, they still are giving up a fair share amount of points and rebounds to the position. Here's Charlotte's defensive numbers against opponent shooting guards for those of you who want to see that as well. Overall, coming into this game, especially coming off of a terrible loss against a shorthanded Atlanta Hawks team, we do like Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers to come out aggressive and to have plenty of opportunity to reach his line. Taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Luka Doncic is getting a solid dose of minutes per game. Over his last 10 games, near 40 minutes per game. And one of the things we love about Luka Doncic is his high efficiency from the field. Over his last 10 games, near 50% field goal shooting on close to 23 attempts per game, which is very impressive to see. He could be shooting a lot better from behind the arc, just 30% over his last 10 games. However, still taking close to 11 attempts per game over his last 10 games, and also making a concerted effort throughout games to get to the line, near 12 free throw attempts per game, which is also very impressive to see, shooting over 80% from behind the line. And with his 6'7", 6'8" frame, he is able to grab a lot of rebounds. Over his last 10 games, over 12 potential rebound chances per game. So coming into this game, we do like Luka Doncic to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach his line. Now, on his career, Luka Doncic has been a phenomenal scorer as well as rebounder. This season, off to a very hot start, 37 points per game through his first 6 games, and a solid 10 rebounds. And coming into this game against a Charlotte Hornets defense that haven't been very good overall defending their opponent's scoring, we do like Luka Doncic, especially off of a terrible loss against the Atlanta Hawks, to come out aggressive and for him to reach his line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Luka Doncic for more than 43.5 points plus rebounds. Now for our next play, we'll be headed over to the PRA tab, and this time we like Giannis Antetokounmpo for less than 49.5 PRA. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, this pick may come as a bit of a surprise to you, as Giannis Antetokounmpo has actually only failed to exceed it in 3 of his last 10 games. However, one of the features that we do love about Outlier is our ability to filter for game-specific conditions, and one of the game-specific conditions we will like to filter out for is days of rest, with this being a back-to-back for the Milwaukee Bucks. And coming into this game, we see that Giannis Antetokounmpo has failed to exceed this line in 7 of his last 10 back-to-backs. Additionally, this line Giannis Antetokounmpo has failed to exceed in nearly 70% of his last 13 back-to-back games, a line he failed to exceed in the Bucks' first back-to-back game that he played this season, going well below this line, and a line that last season he failed to exceed in 8 of the 12 back-to-back games he played last season. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks will be facing off against a Dallas Mavericks defense that this season has not been very good overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, not allowing too many points or assists, but giving up a fair share amount of rebounds to their opponents overall. However, when it comes to defending against the opponent forward position, the Dallas Mavericks aren't allowing too much PRA total from this position overall. And again, considering Giannis' performance in back-to-back games as of late, we aren't expecting him to have enough opportunity to reach this line. Additionally, while we aren't expecting Anthony Davis to be playing in this game, we do think it is important to note that he has been upgraded to questionable, so if he does make an appearance, it will likely cause a little bit more defensive pressure for Giannis Antetokounmpo as well. Again, we aren't expecting him to play. However, we thought it would be important to note, and taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Giannis Antetokounmpo is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, just under 34 minutes per game. However, again, when we do filter for back-to-backs, we see that his numbers across the board do take a big dip, just under 31 minutes per game in back-to-backs, still shooting a very solid near 60%. However, his minutes overall do not translate to an increased PRA total again in back-to-backs, with him falling below this line the majority of the time. Now in his career, we see that Giannis Antetokounmpo has had some phenomenal PRA totals, and while we feel he is more than capable of reaching this line, again considering the circumstances of this game for the Milwaukee Bucks, back-to-back on the road, we don't like Giannis Antetokounmpo to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Giannis Antetokounmpo for less than 49.5 PRA. Now, for those of you guys who are wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we want to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Luka Doncic for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, as well as Evan Mobley for lower than 0.5 double-doubles. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but also would like to have access to making picks on whether or not players get triple-doubles as well as double-doubles, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BETBLITZ, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as 1,000 in bonus cash. And right now, Underdog has been going absolutely insane with all their free picks, discounted player props, and promos they are dropping as gifts in your lobby on a day-to-day basis. In fact, right now, they are giving you an additional $100 after you play 5, so make sure you guys aren't leaving any free money on the table. Go lock these in. And again, if you are already on Underdog, sign up using code BETBLITZ, claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our next play, we'll be under the 3-pointers made tab, and this time we'll be selecting Dillon Brooks for less than 2.5 3-pointers made. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this aligned Dillon Brooks has actually failed to exceed in 7 of his last 10 games. Additionally, this aligned Brooks has failed to exceed in 65% of his last 20 games. A line he's failed to exceed in 2 of the 4 games he's played this season, and a line that last season, including regular season and playoffs, he failed to exceed in 63% of the games he played. Now, Dillon Brooks and the Phoenix Suns will be facing off against the New Orleans Pelicans defense that this season has not been very good overall when it comes to defending against the perimeter, allowing plenty of threes for their opponents overall. However, when it comes to defending the opponent forward position, the Pelicans are a lot better defensively, not allowing too many threes from the position. Here's the Pelicans' defensive numbers against opponent small forwards for those of you who want to see that as well. But overall, coming into this game, we don't like Dillon Brooks to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Dillon Brooks is getting a decent amount of minutes per game over his last 10 games, just under 30 minutes per game, which again, not too great for a starter. And from behind the arc, shooting close to 6 attempts per game, but still making less than 2 3-pointers again over his last 10 games. So coming into this game, we don't like Dillon Brooks to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach this line. Now on his career, Dillon Brooks hasn't been too great of a 3-point shooter, under 2 3-pointers made per game on his career, and this season, under 33% from behind the arc on over 8 attempts per game. Again, not shooting that well from behind the arc for Dillon Brooks through the first 4 games of this season. And again, coming into this game against a New Orleans Pelicans defense that has been pretty solid overall defending his position, we don't like Dillon Brooks to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Dillon Brooks for less than 2.5 3-pointers made. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 200 likes, we will be dropping bonus picks in our next video. So take a moment and hit that like button. And again, if the picks in this video weren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. We thank you for watching, we thank you to all of our channel members, and we'll see you in our next video.